Namaskar and a very good morning. My name is Dr. Kapil Dev Singh and I work for Coeus Age. It gives me immense pleasure to invite you all to Masterpiece. Masterpiece, showcasing Pathbreaking Digital, is a Coeus Age program that brings pioneering digital initiatives to light. Through a live discussion with the key stakeholders, the program aims at building a platform for the larger world to know about the people, process, and technology involved in the path-breaking digital in government and enterprises. In the inaugural session, we present the Knowledge Resource Network, the Knowledge Resource Center Network, in short, KRCNet. KRCNet is an ambitious project of the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, through which an attempt has been made to develop a system for accessing Ministry of Earth Sciences knowledge products developed in the ministry and its institutes from a centralized portal. Ministry of Earth Sciences Knowledge Resource Center Network aims to develop an integrated information system for providing 1.24 by 7 access to the knowledge products like books, reports, journals, presentations, photographs, videos, and things like that. So, with that small introduction, I will leave the details to be shared by a very distinguished panel of speakers that we have today. It is my pleasure to invite first on screen Dr. Gopal Iyengar, who is an advisor and a scientist G with Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. My request, Mr. Iyengar, is for you to say a few words about the project. You can unmute yourself and then start.
Namaskar. A very good day to all of you. As you may be aware that the Ministry of Earth Sciences is mandated to provide services for weather and climate, the ocean and the coastal state, hydrology, seismology, and the natural hazards, which include the tropical cyclones, tsunamis, thunderstorms. So we touch the people, lives of the people every day. Our other mandates also include to explore and harness the marine living and non-living resources, the ocean resources, in a very, very sustainable way and environmentally friendly way, and to explore the three polar regions, Arctic and Antarctic. And as you may be aware, we are now citing the Himalayas as a third pole. So this is in summary the mandate of the Ministry of Earth Sciences. So we have a very, very good monitoring mechanism to gauge the issues, and we have a very strong way of monitoring our outcomes. And one of the ways was the output and the outcome monitoring indicator, which was framed by the Niti Aayog. And as per the assessment made by the Niti Aayog on data governance quality index for the 65 ministries on data governance, the Ministry of Earth Sciences was placed as second rank in the ranking of the ministries and the best among the science ministries also. So most of our initiatives are towards the service of the people for bettering the lives of the people from the natural disasters, or maybe developing desalination plants to provide water to Lakshadweep Islands. So the KRC network, as was already explained by Dr. Kapil, is one of our very unique initiatives to collate all the scientific reports and knowledge which are in the various institutes of the ministry in one single point and one single portal. The Ministry of Earth Sciences has got 10 institutes working in the field of atmospheric and climate science, the ocean science and ocean technology, polar sciences, and geosciences and seismology. So we thought that we took an initiative so that we can collate all the scientific reports, the scientific research output, and all other data under one portal, which is known as the Knowledge Resource Center portal. It's a very unique initiative, the first of its kind in India. And I would like to stop here that, and from my colleague, Dr. Praveer Dasidar will give more details on this Knowledge Resource Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anger, for giving a 35,000 feet view of the mandate that Ministry of Earth Sciences has, the role of Niti Aayog, and of course, the broad objective of this initiative, KRC Net. And I myself, being a PhD scholar, I understand the importance of collection of knowledge in one place for the scientific community to work efficiently and effectively. So, no doubt, a very noble initiative that has been taken. So thank you so much, sir. I'll take you off the screen now, and I will invite Dr. Dastidar, who is also an advisor and scientist G with the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. And Dr. Dastidar, I will request you to make a small presentation on the initiative for our community to know about the project. You give me 30 seconds so that I can put your presentation on the screen. Just give me 30 seconds, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
Good morning and greetings from Ministry of Earth Sciences. Ministry of Earth Sciences is one of the few scientific ministries in Government of India, and our mandate is, to see Earth as a Earth system, and to give weather forecasting, to address the issues related to ocean, uh, poles, Arctic, Antarctic, and Himalayas, living and non-living resources. Uh, so, our activities uh, touch the common people of the country almost everyday basis. Our our activities contribute to the GDP very directly of the nation. Next slide. So in my presentation, I will very briefly talk about what is the initiative, what is CareSenet, and what really prompted us to undertake this project, and who are the beneficiaries of the project, and what specific technologies we have used, and how it will grow in future, and what is our plan. Next slide. To talk about the motivation and objective of the CareSenet, I would say that, to make Digital India more vibrant and effective, we thought that we should also contribute very strongly in Digital India movement of Government of India. Uh, Being a scientific ministry, almost on everyday basis, we generate lot of knowledge, and these knowledge products are published and disseminated in the form of reports, research articles, and webinars, uh, and there are a lot of other items are generated as a knowledge product. These products needs to be properly managed and stored in one place digitally, so that people of the country and the world, they get benefited with this product. Otherwise, most of the time it may happen these knowledge products get scattered, and because these are not properly stored, indexed, reachable becomes a problem. So that was the motivation to start this CareSenet project. Next slide. And we initiated this project to develop a knowledge resource center network. The main, the approach of us was the traditional library system is slowly, because of advent of digital media, slowly the print media is taking backseat. And the digital world has its own dynamics and its rules and regulations. Very strongly, it is taking shape with the with time. So we thought that all our traditional libraries should be upgraded into knowledge center, and all our products and services should be accessible through one portal. And we say that this is a one-point entry to the intellectual world of Ministry of Earth Sciences. And on the screen, you see the screenshot of the landing page of CareSynet. Next slide. You see, this is a multifunctional and dynamic portal, and this is one point entry to the intellectual world of MOES. And this is more, it is important to note that this is an integrated knowledge system. So all the knowledge products which are developed by our institutes across the country will be integrated into one portal and can be accessed from that on 24/7 basis. It will have a national access because it is digital, and it will have, of course, it will have a global access to all our products and services. Next point. These slides shows our the activities which can be accessed through this portal. This is a huge amount of activities we are trying to integrate into one portal. And for the viewers, if you have any specific question, you can go to our network portal, and if you have any question, you can send your query to us. Next slide. This is again the objectives of CareSynet. This again the establishment of knowledge resource centers in MOES, collect, collate, and catalog and index all information and knowledge products, develop and maintain an up-to-date metadata, and all these things will be accessible on 24/7 basis. Next slide. Apart from that, we understand that with the information explosion, without the next slide, please. Yeah. Without the use of information analytical tools, the huge amount of knowledge which is being generated, it is very difficult to use it properly, because as a human being, we have limitations to access information. In one look, we can hardly see 4 or 5 words. So the big data analytics, social media, bibliometrics, scientometrics, these are all latest tools which will be used by our CareSynet team in the ministry and our autonomous institute to analyze the data and to prepare tailor-made knowledge products for the users. Next slide, please. This slide shows the key services available in CareSynet. Some services are accessible to anybody who comes to the portal, and there are other services like library services, repository services. We have a e-journal consortium. We call it the DERCON. DERCON means Digital Earth Consortium. So all these resources, because these resources are paid resources, these resources will be accessible from this portal, and accessible by the members. We also have a Antarctic expedition database, current forthcoming events. If you open the portal in the morning, you will be able to see in the MOES system what are the activities going on. You also will be able to see the MOES in the news, in the papers and in other social media, whatever is appearing, you can access from that place. Next slide, please. To develop this portal, we have used very consciously open source digital resources, and Next slide, please. We have used Koha for library automation. We have used digital repository Kreis DSpace, which is the latest version of DSpace, for to keeping the resources in the repository, digital repository. We have used Viewfinder to have an integrated search. So from the landing page, the user will be able to access some information if it is available in our database. We have used Drupal, the other databases. These are all MariaDB, Postgres, SQL, Perl, PHP, Java, Open, JDK, Apache, Tomcat. These are all open source softwares we have used. Next slide, please. And regarding future plan, again, you have seen that this is the Knowledge Resource Center network. So all our libraries will be upgraded and manpower will be given to them, and it will be networked into the portal. And the idea is that all the Knowledge Resource Centers will use the same protocol, international standards, so that everybody is on the same page. So that is our idea, and the portal is now functional, fully functional, I would say, for the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Now, this very recently, this portal has got ISO certification. The main objective is to develop a total quality management system in regard to information collection, collation, and processing of information in the ministry. And so other institutes will be joining in the portal. So we hope that very soon we'll be able to give you a total integrated picture of the knowledge resources, the entire spectrum of knowledge resources which are available in the ministry. And this portal is bilingual, so that who want to access this portal in Hindi, it is available. So we are trying to make it more user friendly, and our effort is to provide access to the entire the knowledge products and services of the ministry to the national and international audience. Next slide, please. So with these words, I will conclude. And for any clarification, please feel free to email or talk to us. We have given our email ID and mobile phone. We are almost available 15, 16 hours a day. So please feel free to get in touch with us if you have any clarification. Thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you, Dr. Dastidar. That indeed was a very, very interesting piece of information that you have shared. And if I understand it correctly, this is not just another portal, rather, it is a whole transformation in the way information is searched, selected, collected, collated, and consumed. So you're not looking at just automating the information search and retrieval process, but you are also building upon it the whole set of services that are required by scientists to prepare reports, to consume this information in a more meaningful way. And what I also liked about this whole project is the fact that it is an ISO 9000 certified initiative, which means that it will continually evolve over a period of time and become stronger with each passing day. So thank you so much, Dr. Dastidar, for that wonderful presentation, sir. I'll take you off the screen now. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I move on to our next speaker, Mr. Kumar Sanjay, who is a director with the Niti Aayog. And I will request Mr. Sanjay to share the perspectives from the Niti Aayog's point of view, and how does he see this initiative going to evolve moving forward? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. At first, good morning to all. And I am very thankful to Ministry of Earth Science, especially Dr. P.G. Dashtidar sir, for giving me the opportunity to be part of this panel discussion on KRC Net of Ministry of Earth Science. Indeed, it is a great achievement in the present digital era. We can say in the pandemic situation, this will be a good work for the, you can say, from the user point of view. This will help the different libraries of Ministry of Earth Science to work on a single platform, and all the resources may be available on a single platform, and these resources become available 25/7 as told by Dashtidar sir, and also from the free from the physical boundary. As far as Niti Aayog, because Niti Aayog is also working on a PMO project. That project is the integration of libraries of different ministries. Because the existing system, in the existing system, we found that all the library of different ministries are like a unconnected island, and there is no any connection between them. Therefore, keeping the view of objective in mind, like we can say need of centralized library system. So we have to integrate the different departmental libraries, or you can say ministerial libraries, on a single platform. By creating one network, we may call it GILNet, that is Government of India Library Network, we may call it. And one thing I want to add here, there should be like one government, one library system. That is, in Government of India, there should be one library system. So each and every officers of the Government of India should be benefited from that library system. As the features of the this integration, which is in, you can say, in the small form in the Ministry of Earth Science, because the 8 or 10 libraries of the 10 institutional libraries from the Ministry of Earth Science are connected, integrated at a single platform, that is Knowledge Resource Portal. So when we integrate this, and we integrate to the 50s or 50-60 departmental or ministerial library, then it will become one library system of the Government of India. That is one government, one library system. And it is the main objective of my project, or you can say PMO project, which is given to the Niti Aayog to do that. But due to this, you can say, Corona period, now we will start very soon for this one, the work. By that project, the resources must be utilized by officers of Government of India, and the objective is to provide the document. You can say officers of X ministry may be taken document from the Y ministry. There should be not there's no any limitation for issuing of document to Government of India officers. So by connecting these libraries, we can achieve this goal. And not only this, we can, you can say, save the money from the budget. One consortium, one center purchase system, maybe central purchase system may be created to all this library. So this way, that project will also help to go to different libraries of Government of India. And in the last, I can only say that this is ये कहते हैं ये मील का पत्थर आपका मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंस ने जो है जो अपना एक अचीवमेंट भी प्राप्त किया है. हम लोग भी वो पूरे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के लिए करना चाहेंगे, एंड मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंस विल हेल्प इन दिस रिगार्ड. थैंक यू वेरी मच. ओवर टू यू सर.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar Sanjay. That indeed was very, very inspiring. And as you rightly said, we all hope that this project मील का पत्थर साबित हो. And I think the whole objective of connecting all the libraries of the country and make one nation, one library is certainly a very, very noble idea. And as you rightly said, that it will not only save a lot of cost in terms of information exchange in a manual way, but it will also make the lives of people involved, the stakeholders, a lot efficient, effective, and easy. I think kudos to Niti Aayog and Government of India for visualizing such an initiative. And of course, the results have started showing up. The Ministry of Earth Sciences KRC Net is one of them, and I hope that more will happen over a period of time. And as you rightly said, though pandemic may have stalled or slowed down the work for some time, but in a way it has also helped the work from home notion. So instead of I need to visit the library, I have, if I can access whatever I need for my scientific work from the confines of or the comforts of my home, nothing like that. So thank you so much, Sanjay Saab, for coming, being a part of this panel and sharing your perspectives. So before I move on to our last speaker, let me request all our friends who are watching us live stream on YouTube to post any comments or questions if you have. It will help you converse with the panelists in a very effective way. Let me now invite on stage Mr. Sanjay Grover, who is the CEO of Informatics Publishing Limited, who is the private partner for operationalizing and making this project real. So over to you, Grover Saab.
Namaskar. Very good morning to all of you. It is indeed a great pleasure to be associated with the leading agencies on this platform. Let me be very fortunate today that I am and we as a company are associated with the Ministry of Earth Sciences in making this dream of the ministry real and live. Let me also begin by saying that this project, which was initiated by Ministry of Earth Sciences, is unique and first of its kind in different parameters. I would like to say first why, because these are some of the first initiatives that the ministry has taken as compared to anybody else in India. The first of its initiative, the first of its kind, is its ISO certification. Now, I should not say that there are no libraries in India which are ISO certified. There are many libraries in India which are ISO certified. But this library and this KRC net is an initiative which is an amalgamation of 10 to 15 libraries under the ministry, an aggregation on a portal, which is the KRC net, and then setting processes for this portal to get itself updated, usage of this portal, the ease of functionality of use of this portal, which is being ISO certified, is unique in its own sense. So that is why it is first in its kind of ISO certification for a network portal. The second initiative is, I would like to draw the attention of those who are in the information background. There is an initiative in the United States which is called OCLC. It's a library cooperative which collected together all the libraries in the United States and made it as a cooperative to start sharing and lending books, so that they have one platform where all the books are available, one platform of books in different US libraries available at one place, and people can know which book is available in which library and how to borrow them and how to lend them. So this initiative is being replicated in India by the ministry, and they are now trying to create something called MOES CAT, a catalog of books in all the Ministry of Earth Sciences institutions. So as Dr. Sanjay also mentioned, that this is going to be expanded to different ministries under the Government of India libraries. So after the expansion, we will see a first of its initiative that wherever we have the government libraries, whatever books are available in those government libraries are available to a user to see, search, request, and then borrow from those libraries. So this is the first of its kind initiative. The third aspect of this initiative is this network is going to be a collection of the intellectual output of all the research publications of the ministry under the Ministry of Earth Sciences under one banner. So you will have a Ministry of Earth Sciences digital repository where all the scientists who are working under the ministry are uploading their research publication at one single place. And interestingly, this repository is available to every citizen of India to see, at least at the metadata level, that this information on Earth Sciences research is available at this KRC net portal. So these were a few first of its kind initiative that I could recall at this moment. And there are 4 more which I could share with you, but then because of the time constraint, let me restrict it to the top 3 initiatives. Then another interesting aspect that this initiative has put is, while implementing, when we were using an open source software, we were using for the library automation, we were using a software called Koha. The unique functionalities that has been developed into this KRC net portal on using this software and making this software available to all the users around the world has created some new copyrighted technologies, copyrighted applications. And what we have done is we have submitted these applications into the community, international community, so that not only this country, but all the other countries around the world also benefit by the application that we have developed for those open source softwares into their research activities or into their library usage activities. So we have also contributed globally by development of this initiative. One additional functionality that has been incorporated, which was referred by Dr. Sanjay, was that any user who is a part of this ministry, who is using this portal and has some access to scientific literature, which is a part of this portal, he will be able to access this sitting from his home wherever he is. So it was a good initiative towards access to information in pandemic times, but in the coming times, all around, the scientist or the researcher need not depend on his visiting the library for accessing the information. So it is available to him at a user ID password level. He is traveling with that user ID password level. He is with those user ID passwords and internet. He will be able to gain access to the information that the ministry has created for him, ministry has bought from him, or ministry has collected for him from various resources. So these were a couple of technology initiatives that we assisted MOES, and we were able to deliver it to the scientists of India, to the information users of India collectively. And we know this is going to become one of the outstanding innovations under the ministry leadership. And I wish this project a grand success. Thank you for giving me an opportunity for sharing my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grover. That indeed was very, very inspiring and thoughtful. So I understand that this project is not just about automating or digitalizing knowledge, but it is also about putting a practice around that knowledge and enabling the lives of the scientific community in much more deeper sense rather than just accessing information. And
Larger.
yeah, it's a larger goal. And thank you for sharing the perspective on it being that of global standards, and it makes immense sense. A professor of mine, while I was doing my engineering, used to say that our life as researcher today is very, very difficult because 90% of our time goes on reading what others have done in that space, and 10% of the time we could devote on discovering something new. So if that 90% of time can be helped in terms of managing it well and properly, I think the scientists will devote more time on discovering the new and putting their efforts on the core research that they want to undertake. So from that perspective, I think it's a grand project, and thank you so much for sharing your perspectives. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we now have all the speakers spoken. So let me invite them on the screen, and I have a few questions, and let me address those questions by posing it to them. So, Dr. Iyengar, I will come to you first. If you can, for the benefit of those who are watching us live, if you can share briefly, if you can share what are the different areas in which Ministry of Earth Sciences is active. So I understand there is oceanology, there is Himalayan side to it, there is weather and forecasting. What are the different areas in which Ministry of Earth Sciences is active?
So, as I said, that there are four basic areas which form the mandate of the Ministry of Earth Sciences. The first one is the atmosphere, which comprises of weather and climate. So, the Ministry of Earth Sciences provides the weather and climate services for various sectors like agriculture, water resources, power, tourism, health, public safety, etc. And also, we are also in the process of understanding the science of climate change. So there's a center in the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in Pune, where we have developed an Earth system model. And for the first time, India will be providing its results, what will be the future climate scenarios to the International Panel on Climate Change. So we have developed an Earth system model, and we have just now come out with some sort of a report, a book on the climate change scenarios in India. And as a part of this weather and climate services, we provide early warnings for various natural hazards like cyclones, heavy rainfall, heat waves, etc. The other arm of the Ministry of Sciences is the ocean services, and we have a center in Hyderabad, which is called the Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services, which provides the services and early warnings for tsunamis, the fishery advisories, the potential fishing zone. We give advisories so that the fishermen can go to an area where there is abundant of fish available, so that their travel to that ocean doesn't go waste. And we pinpoint the areas where abundant fish is available. So it's a very great service to the fishermen. We also give advisories in case there is an oil spill over the oceans. Then we give an advisory how far it will stretch. And also, we have done a lot of work on coastal research and coastal protection. For example, our institute in Chennai, the National Institute of Ocean Technology, it gave services for the restoration of the Puducherry beach. The Puducherry beach there was loss of coastal erosion, and almost the Puducherry beach had disappeared, to say so. And then we give some technological solutions so that the Puducherry beach is now restored and people can have a good time over there. We are also involved in the harnessing of the living and non-living ocean resources. One major example is water. We have developed a very environment-friendly technology to provide drinking water to the Lakshadweep Islands. Currently, we had already installed 4 such plants, and now we're in the process of installing 5 more plants. The entire habitat of Lakshadweep Islands will be able to get good drinking water. And what we saw that when we installed these desalination plants, the water diseases, they reduced among the people of Lakshadweep Islands. And for the future, as you know that there are a lot of minerals available on the seabed or the ocean bed, So now we have come up with a new mission called as the Deep Ocean Mission, where we will be developing technologies to try and explore, to harness these minerals which are available in the sea floor. The third arm is the arm related to the geosciences and seismology for earthquake detection and information. As you may be aware, currently there are no methods where we can predict the earthquake, but we can detect the earthquake as soon as there is an earthquake, and provide the information to the disaster management authorities so that they can do the mitigation procedures quickly. Also, we have started a very interesting experiment called the deep scientific drilling, where we are drilling in the Koina region of Maharashtra, where there's to be happen, a lot of earthquakes to happen. So we have gone deep into the earth, about 3 to 5 kilometers, and then we'll go into the science, what really goes in the formation of these earthquakes. And the last and the fourth arm of our ministry is the exploration of the three folds, the Arctic, Antarctic. Basically, we're trying to see the role of climate change in these regions, and what interactions they have with the Indian monsoon and other features. So that is one of the major areas of our work. We have set up stations both in the Arctic, and recently we have set up a station in the Himalayas also to undertake this research. And the fifth arm, what we call as the reach out, that's a very small arm, which we say that we provide funding to the universities to undertake research in all the 4 fields: atmosphere, ocean, geosciences, and polar sciences, and so that which can be helpful in our efforts to improve these services. And one thing which is important which we wanted to tell, that we have got a very R&D is very important part of our the whole mandate. So every year we publish about 400 to 500 papers in peer-reviewed journals, and the impact factor is about more than, we can say, 1,000 to 2,000. And this is a very important initiative which we have taken, as we have mentioned by Dr. Dasya, as also by colleague Mr. Sanjay from informatics, that all these papers will be now available on our repository in our KRC. So it will help all our scientists to do more interdisciplinary work among all the scientists within our ministry also.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Iyengar. That indeed was very, very detailed, yet simplified version for a layman like me to understand the scope of work at Ministry of Earth Sciences. My next question is to Mr. Kumar Sanjay. How do you, the dream of one government, one library, one nation, how long do you think it will take to reach a significant size? So, do you see it happening in the next 5 years, 10 years? When do you think we will have real one library, one government perspective?
Sure. Actually, this is the you can say goal, and like in a small part, you just see that Ministry of Earth Science has already been taken for the 10 libraries or 15, whatever the institution in the Ministry of Earth Science. And when we integrate it, then we will certainly. So first aim is to cover all the ministerial or departmental library at single platform, which is, you may say that at first, which is situated in Delhi region. Then we'll go beyond that. So step by step, because it will not be covered when we take as a whole, then it will certainly, you can say, we may become a failure for that. So step by step, we will move, and we will incorporate all the libraries which is outside Delhi. So first in Delhi, then state by state, we can cover it in a single place, like a National Digital Library. National Digital Library, you can say, is the dream project of Ministry of Human Resource Development, and it has become now, but it's not up to that mark till this, because it has been started, you can say, 5, 6, 7 years back. Okay. Similarly, in the Ministry of Culture has started one National Virtual Library, and IIT Bombay is taking care of that project, but it is not up to the mark, not even seen what the development has been in the National Virtual Library. However, my point of view that if it is the aim that one government, one library system, then certainly it will help all the people of the India to search the information at single place. He or she, they should not be moved from other places this place to this place, because for this information go to this URL, for this information go to that URL. It should not be. He or she should be at single platform.
Yes.
So I don't know how much time it will take. I don't know whether my view is this one government, one library, whether it will be there or not. But I will incorporate this idea into the project of PMO project of integrating the libraries housed in different ministerial or department of government of
Yes.
India.
Yes.
Sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your views, sir. And I understand that such project, need to be a brick by brick evolution of, the initiative, rather than putting everything together in one place and look for, success. It may be difficult to get success like that. I'm sure, as you rightly said, Ministry of Earth Sciences in the project may be a true milestone in terms of showcasing real proof of concept for the other ministries and other departments to see how it works. And of course, there may be a key set of learnings there. Thank you. So moving on to Dr. Dastidar, your stakeholders are, I believe, the biggest stakeholders are the scientific community that is associated with the earth sciences. What are the initial feedback? What is the initial feedback? What are the initial reactions from with respect to using this portal, and are they kind of satisfied? I'm sure they want more. It's a never-ending process. But what is the initial feedback?
Thank you, Kopilji. The initial feedback is extremely encouraging. Um, we have seen that in our country, it's an ancient country, lot of knowledge, wisdom is there, but perhaps we can improve much more if you have documentation culture and information culture to collect, and keep it properly, this huge heritage which we have. Uh, Most of the time, if these outputs are not properly managed and kept in, properly, it is lost. It is as good as it is lost, and it is as bad as it is never created. So, for effective use of information and data and knowledge, ultimately it turns into knowledge. It has to be properly kept. Information organization is itself a very specific subject, very specialized subject. Uh, Document retrieval is very important. That research, a lot of research goes on to retrieve documents, effectively. Indexing is a very specialized activity. So we are hoping that when, of course, we have started this portal, it is working. When it will be totally integrated with all our autonomous institute, the students, researchers, policymakers, other users will be extremely benefited. You might have noticed we are not saying that this is library network. We are saying this is a knowledge network. With the advent of information communication technology, we are in 21st century. We are not dealing with books and macro document. We are not dealing with macro documents. We can dig out what is inside the document. We can dig out the knowledge bits, bytes and bits of the knowledge products. We can give relevant information appropriately to the users. So it is extremely encouraging. Our ministry, my ministry, is very, very much supportive. I was very happy. I am a member of Niti Aayog's team, and their secretaries, and I think once, deputy chairman also took a meeting. It shows the amount of importance they attach to this kind of projects. And PMO, of course, is a lot of motivation for us. So we are hoping that if this project goes through in the right direction, so it will be a reference point for the entire for the country, and
Yes.
extremely encouraging support and reaction we are getting from our users. It will also help to reduce the redundancy of research. Repetitiveness will go. As you have rightly said in your introduction, that instead of wasting time is connecting information, the users, researchers, professors, and they can devote much more time in discovering new ideas and insights of knowledge hidden in our nature, in Earth as a whole. So that is the idea.
Thank
We
you.
want
Thank you so much,
to
sir.
develop the culture. We want to develop the information culture in the country. That is our ultimate objective.
Yes, yes. No, indeed, that I think that's very, very encouraging, and I'm sure over a period of time that culture would get developed. And coming to taking that point further and coming to Mr. Grover, yes, of course, you will need a lot of technology and technology intervention in terms of building that culture that Dr. Dastidar talked about. And how do you see the use of emerging technologies like AI, machine learning, knowledge graphs, where a book is not seen as one entity, but rather each bit of information in it, it can be dug out and can be meaningfully related. And a lot of the work which a man or an individual does on his or her own can be automated. So, is there a high end of the spectrum of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and analytics that is possible? Sorry, unmute yourself, sir. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, using this portal, we have observed the implement integration of technology at a very right now. It's a very initiative and base, very niche stage. Today, what is happening is when a portal is available, my first challenge is to make that portable on any.
Yes.
It should be device agnostic. He should be able to see the portal on any device, and he should be able to access all the resources on the same device, whether it is a mobile or is it an iPad or is it a laptop or a desktop. So that is first challenge that I am able to overcome in this portal. The second challenge I am also able to overcome in this portal is authentication. The scientist of the ministry should be able to get an access to his content or his subscribed content individually. It should not be made available public, because the ministry pays for its scientists and it goes up to only the scientist level. So the authentication process should be possible in that mobile device or at iTab or iPad or the laptop he is using. So we have also been able to overcome that challenge, that we are able to provide remote authentication systems to the users of the ministry, and up to metadata level, up to the people around the world. They can see bibliographic information around the world when they come into the portal. The third challenge that we are now trying to overcome is integration of artificial intelligence to recommend. When we see and observe what the user is moving towards, an automatic artificial intelligence comes into play and recommends the books and the resources that are available in the ministry to showcase to him. It's like what Flipkart and Amazon have been doing in their consumable products. The moment you see a particular product and it automatically, you start getting emails or getting reflected on your portal. The same thing we would like to do in case of books and journal articles. So that's the second challenge we are trying to overcome. And I think using artificial intelligence and machine learning, we should be able to reach that stage in an year's time when we start buying ebooks onto this platform. Today, we are only trying to look at journals on this platform. When we start buying books, we should be able to achieve that challenge in the coming days. And then later on, no dependency on the person who is managing it. It's all everything. Even your questions of access are answered on the platform. Your questions related to technical problems with respect to your own device are answered on the same platform without using a manpower. Our goal is to see that the KRC system that is physically located in the MOAS library is managed only by one person instead of 5 people currently. So that's our goal in the coming 2 years. This is with respect to technology. And now I would like to also divert little bit in answering the question that you had raised to Dr. Sanjay with respect to one library, one nation, one library. In fact, I wanted to add on this platform that the foundation for that project has already been laid when the Ministry of Human Resources is already exploring a possibility of one nation, one subscription. Today, what is happening is Earth Sciences is taking one subscription for 10 laboratories or 10 institutes under one consortium called DERCON. InflibNet is taking one subscription of journals for all the universities and IITs and IIMs under a consortium mode. So those initiatives have already been set up in pockets. The government is trying to bring that initiative together under one nation, one subscription. And once one nation, one subscription is achieved, then one library, one nation would definitely be achieved in due course of time.
Yes, indeed. I think one nation, one library will mean that there is a lot of efficiency, reduction in redundancy, and effective use of resources. Apart from the benefits this system gives to individual subscribers and individual researchers in terms of accessing and consuming information. So we have completed an hour, and believe me, I feel like going on and on, but I understand that I have to respect your time and respect the time of those who are watching us live on YouTube. So I'll stop here. It indeed has been a great pleasure for me to initiate our initiative masterpiece and bring Knowledge Resource Center network at the center of the discussion. It indeed was a great discussion with perspectives coming from all sides, the broader objective of the PMO and Niti Aayog, the technological perspective, the project initiative, and of course the perspective of the Ministry of Earth Sciences coming from four of you has been, I think it completes the entire story, and we hope that this project becomes a real milestone for others to use as a reference, and the project itself moves ahead in leaps and bounds and become a thing of great pride for our nation. So I thank you, Dr. Iyengar, Dr. Dastidar, Mr. Kumar Sanjay, and Mr. Grover for your time and efforts. Thank you. We'll close it here.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you.